Right, g'day team. Need some high intensity? Of course you do, pal. Always. It's always good to mix it up. Right, okie dokie. I think we're good, apart from me having to take the old excess rowing pieces out of the frame. No big worries there. Right, let's sit down. Let's get into it, eh? Morning, everyone. Good to see the regulars back again. Everyone's looking good. Hope everybody's well. Today, I thought let's chuck in some fast stuff, a little bit of high rating, medium to high, okay, as we build it through. Obviously, this last set probably wants to be close to race pace, is sort of the main goal, I guess, of the workout today. But the rest of it, we're just going to do what we normally do, which has always been the way that we work, just to work through the different ratings, and just use it as an evaluation. Okay, always, because we have to self-evaluate on the machine all the time. We need to do something. How did it go? Think about it. Evaluate. Try something. Get better. Okay, push outside. Try something for a certain time. Just focus on a certain part of our form, our technique, and say, right, let's keep that. Did it work? Did it feel really bad? Was it better? But we can't really do that if we continuously like moving through all the different rates and stuff. Hence why when we do workouts like this, we do 2 sets at each one, which gives you a chance to do that, okay, to give that self-evaluation, because at the end of the day, you can see what I'm doing. I can talk about stuff, but you need to have some raw data in front of you, which is generally the screen, which shows you what you can do. Okay, so it's pretty easy, and we'll just make sure that we're doing it well, and then when we get up to those last couple, we've got something to sort of work it out. Okay, so the good thing about today, because we're down on 2 minutes, we can give a little bit of intensity to the workout. Okay, the majority of it here, we're only up to 28, which is, the fatigue's going to set in. Don't get me wrong, fatigue's going to set in. It's going to be a little bit more difficult as we start getting up into the sort of last 4 or 5 pieces, time wise and whatever. But it's still a really, really good chance to just keep that focus on what we're trying to achieve. Okay, and always remember that. What are you trying to achieve? And keep working towards that, is the way that we can do it. Okay, I'm just going to shift my camera out slightly because I feel like we're really tight on frame. But other than that, we're going to basically get ready to warm up, and then rock and roll. Okay. I'm just going to shuffle this back slightly. I feel like we just want a little bit of extra frame. Hopefully that's better. Yep. Okay. So, as always, if you're still doing it, have a play with some of your setup, drag factor. This is always a good chance because you're doing pieces one after the other. Change something. Feet setting. If you feel like you're in between, if you feel like you've gained flexibility or lost flexibility, whichever way you go, always that good opportunity to just have a play there and get that comfortability of what we're trying to do. Okay. So that's about that. We'll only need to do normal sort of warm up, 3-4 minutes, whatever, just to get loose, because we're sort of starting at that 22 anyway in the first couple. Obviously, we're starting to get into the workout. We're just starting to get the body going. We're not ripping it straight off the gun, and just getting ourselves nice and loose, relaxed, and just getting onto the rhythm that we're trying to achieve. Okay. Remember what we've been talking about recently around the technique and the form and what we're trying to do. Remember, we've got to get this hang off the front. Okay. The better we get the understanding of just hanging there as we push away, the more potential we have. Don't have to try and feel like we've got to pull it or have too much tension as we come out of the catch. Just really be elastic with it, and just hold that hand and just let it whip through with the body. Okay, that push and swing creates this handle speed that comes into the body. Okay, so keep working on that. And on the flip side, coming into the catch, just use the body compression. Okay, just use that natural compression to get ourselves to here. Okay, because that's our catch position there. I'm having to hold myself there with my other foot, because if I try to hold it there, I'm going to come back off it. So on that recovery, just let ourselves just glide back in. The body's going to compress into a position that we're like, I can't get any further up. I can't get any further unless I try and like come down on it. So use that as our setup point to just roll in there, and we're like, oh right, I'm there, good, sweet. Okay, and the turnaround at the catch, yes, it is a very difficult part of the stroke, but if we turn it back into the whole force curve side as well, we don't have to have power there. We want to get connected through somewhere like there, that first part there, and then we take that speed. Okay, so the speed's created through the drive. So just keep working on those things and getting an understanding. May sound reasonably holistic, if that makes sense. You know, that we're smooth and we're relaxed and we're flowing with the machine, but we have to work with what the limitations are with the machine. And the gear around the front doesn't click straight back in. That's why we don't have this lock on right from the start. There's always that sort of element of slip of before we take that speed of the gear. And that's the part we just got to keep working on. It gets easier as you get higher up in rating, but if we do it nicely through here, okay, it leads us to be able to, when we get up into here, we've got a way better ability to pick that up and get more speed. Okay, beautiful. Let's rock and roll. Yeah. Oh, I got my camera on. I mean, my flashlight. It's coming out into the dark. I'm gonna skip that trial. Beautiful. Okay, so let's get ready to rock and roll. Warm up as always. Do a couple of minutes, 3 or 4 minutes. Get loose, limber, and then we are ready to go. Okay. As always, just roll through it. Stretch ourselves out. I bet you it's not 5 a.m. wherever you are. Maybe. Hopefully, might have a couple of locals on board. Or even now, because we're not worried about numbers on screen, process, rhythm, feeling. Okay, have that feeling, get that understanding about cause and effect. Nice. Roll with it off the back. Feel that recoil of the machine. Once we get out over the knees, just rolling forward. Getting that set up. Through there, and then just roll. Okay, and in this warm up as well, we can have the ability to be a little bit lighter in the hands. Feel it just a little bit more while we're getting ourselves into the shape that we're wanting to take through once we put that pressure on. All good. Good push. Feel those feet, the ankles just stretching as we compress. Okay, good. Roll. Feel it forward. Okay, so now that we're starting to feel a little bit warmer, we can just push a little bit of pressure. Okay, nice and symmetrical. Sitting down the line. Okay, good. Now starting to feel this hang a little bit more as we just press on slightly. Good. Really feel that hang. Long arms. Body swing off those legs. Push and swing. Okay. Just do another 5 or 6 strokes. Feel that push. Long arms. Two more. Good. Okay, so starting to heat up. I love it when you start to feel the old tingles. Sweat feels like it's about to pop out. Okay. Right. Let's get set. Ready to go. Quick drink, quick stretch. If you need to. And then we'll load up the machine and we're into it. Okay. Right, you beauty. Here we go. Okay, so as I mentioned before, step by step, understand, evaluate, learn, change. Right, whatever. Let's use this. This is a great tool in this type of workout to be able to try things, focus on things, work on it, and evaluate it. Feel it, see how it goes. Does it feel better? Does it feel worse? Does it actually just feel different? Okay. Normally we want to find different because at the end of the day, different is better. Okay. Different is better because if we're doing something different than we haven't done before, it's going to feel weird. Okay. And sometimes we need to push outside that comfort zone, make things feel a little bit more uncomfortable and weird before they become a norm. Okay. And it can be better. Okay. If we do it in the right way and we're focusing on the right things biomechanically, okay, towards making this machine more in line with us and making sure that we're doing it to the best of our ability. Okay. Beauty. Let's go. Okay. Simple setup today, as always. Select workout, new workout, intervals, time. Okay, very easy. Just flick that up 1 minute to 2 minutes, 1 minute rest. Give you a second, and then we are into it. Okay, beautiful. Right, so here we go. Checkbox is ticked. Just lock and load. Might have to put some more tape on that at some stage. Okay, right, here we go. Okay, sitting ready. Better just do that. Right, are you ready? Tension, go. to this first one. Let's use it as a tool to get ourselves moving. Do the rhythm at 22. Get into a metronome. Continuous motion. Okay, there it is. Now we hang. Flywheel's moving. Roll with it. Okay, good. Good momentum. Good patience around the finish. Let the hands come to us. Nice. Okay. Now focus on this push. Both feet. Push drives the body. Always with the long arms. Nice hand, good. Momentum. As we press away. Body rise off through those hips. Easy. Okay, nice. So, the first piece, breathe it in, shake it out. Okay, rest period, as always, will become more crucial later on. Okay, so take that first one. Okay, how did it feel? Always, the first one's a bit, feels sometimes disjointed. Okay, not quite into a rhythm. I felt quite nice in that one. Okay, so use this second piece, get the rhythm going. Okay, continuous motion, something that feels sustainable. You're just like, I could tap this along and be comfortable. Here we go. Moving in. Yeah. Okay, we've got to be finding a sustainable rhythm, something we can just back and forward, be comfortable with the energy expenditure, something we can hold focus, find our swing, find our movement. Good. Rhythm and flow. Good. As we compress, feel the seat, feel the ankles, feel the weight coming onto the feet. Right there. That last part of the compression, the body is getting into its final compressed state right there. We're ready to hang. And then the first part is those feet starting to push. Hold the hang. Body coming with. Nice. Really good. And slow, right to the line. Good. good. Pushing it along quite well. Okay, so keep those focal points. What we're trying to do. Think about your output as well. Okay, so we want to have good output in terms of stress levels at the same time. Okay, so we're not trying to max it out, but we're trying to be like, you know what, I want to push some good speed, but at the same time, having some good clarity. Okay, having some good clarity about it. So now we just free it up a little bit into this 24. So we just need to move things a little bit quicker. Okay, here we go. Turn, move, now. So start off with the movement speed to get to 24. There it is. Once we've got this rhythm for the rating, then we can focus on how we maintain it. Okay, good speed around the finish. The hands, flat draw. Try and keep this chain nice and flat. Nice, hands out over the knee. There it is. Okay, we're just tapping this along while we're moving. Pick it up smoothly and then hang away. That's it. Long arms. Good motion. Really good. While we're spinning, we want to be able to pick it up. Hang off the front. Here this one. Good. Okay, so breathe it out. Couple of points in rate. Just make it a little bit more difficult in terms of physicality, heart rate. But same focus applies. Finding the efficiency in what we're doing. Okay, so recovery now, starting to become important. Roll it out, breathe it in. Okay, now evaluate that pace. How did it feel? Did it feel like you were keeping up with the speed? Letting it slow a little bit? How were the movements? Okay, pick a focus, move it into this next one at 24, okay? Here we go, boom, move in, out, now. Okay, so first and foremost, try not to work super hard to get it to rate, just roll with it. Now we can think about pressure, sustainable pressure at this rating. Okay, we've got the flywheel going. All we're trying to do is pick it up, tap along, hang off the front, hang, push, nice rhythm. Good flow. Nice. Okay, there it is. We're just hooking the speed, Finding a rhythm, maintaining. Smooth movements. Okay, nice. Really good. Breathe. Control. A little bit of elasticity. Hands roll out. Don't choke the handle. Nice. Right, she's getting up there. Sweat starting to come in, which is good. Okay, so drink, recover. While we're still moving. Okay, now we're on to our next change. So when we go up here at 26, same focus here should be getting it moving. While we're up to speed, tap, 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 okay? Once it's up, we've got to use the energy to maintain speed of the flywheel, not trying to create any more, okay? Here we go. Third. Now. Okay, so we use this first 10, 15 seconds to move the speed. Okay, now once we're here, rating's good, speed feels good for me. Now, I'm gonna hang, I'm gonna be loose, I'm gonna be relaxed, because I wanna maintain this speed. Smooth pick up around the catch. Roll in, push out. Good. One smooth press. Okay, this is nice. Rhythm and swing. Leave the hands out long. Continuous motion. Hands around the finish. Focus this last 30 seconds. Breathe. Pick up. Smooth. Rhythm. Nice. Okay, so start to get up there, okay, in intensity. And this is where our efficiency and trying to move with the machine becomes a big factor. Okay? We work too hard where we don't need to be working hard. We're going to really tire ourselves out and it's going to be a struggle home. Okay? So, same again on this 26 rate. Feel the smoothness, flywheel spinning, tap it along. Okay? Really get that. We'll get that here. We take it into these last few that we do afterwards. Okay? So, firm. Here we go. Now, build the speed. I've got my rating. I've got my rhythm. Now I just settle into this and I focus on the parts and I see what they do, my numbers, my feeling. Okay, compress, feel the seat coming underneath. Be happy with the stretch from the back and the set forward. Good. Roll in. We're ready right there. Smooth change. Start the speed. Push. Hang. Swing. Body weight getting pushed from the legs. Nice hang. Use that lying body. Good. Nice long arm. Hold that speed through. Okay, good. Okay, so starting to feel the fatigue. Okay, but remember, focus and flow. Find the rhythm. Rhythm is more important than power and speed. Okay, we've got to get these rhythms and this efficiency as good as we possibly can, so that we can take it through into whatever you're trying to achieve in terms of your goals. Okay, so 28. We've got to move quickly. Be content with the speed we get and the length, and then flow from there. Ready? Go. Okay, so up to speed, up to rate. Okay, nice and elastic length at the front. Don't overreach. Just be content with where we get to. That's it. Nice. Tap, tap. Good rhythm. There it is. Okay, so hang off this. Here we go. Nice long arms. Hang and swing. Push the legs. Swing the body. Sit back. Breathe. We keep a relaxed finish. Handle comes to us. Hands away over the knee. Roll forward. Nice. Good rhythm. Hold. Hang and hold. Settle in. Nice and free. Good. Big breaths. Okay, so see how fast it is? We start getting up here. We don't sort of have time to think about a lot of things. It's like, shit, we're already there. Shit, it's already happening. Okay, this is why always good. Pieces like today, work ourselves through, get used to some rate, jump into here, and now really look to refine this top end stuff. Okay, so find the rhythm, move quickly. Okay, start to firm. 28. Now, to just be elastic with this length, you might feel like it's just outside 3/4. And then we settle, we figure out our speed, figure out if we've got the rate. Now we find the length, and we do this on repeat. Good. Okay, hang. There it is. Long arms, armpits, through the lats. Open the mouth. Good. Nice long push. Swing through. Okay, tap along. Hold the bodies into the front. Compress. Oh, real good. That's it, team. Focus. Breathe. Relax the face. Good. Hold. Hang. Breathe. Solid. Beautiful. Okay. Here we are. Penultimate. Value, movement speed over length and power. Okay. Feel nice and free. Hands around the back. Roll into the front. Natural length. Okay. Especially to start. Just get to like here. Be like, I'm not over compressing. I'm just getting there to tap it along. Once we've got the rate on screen, we can try and search for slightly more afterwards. Okay. Build it. Here we go. Firm. Moving. Now. 30 rate. Okay. So natural length. Just nice and free here. Remember, handle speed in, handle speed out. Got to move it. Okay, smooth pick up. Think about leg speed. Legs and body speed. Not so much power, speed of drive. Okay, now hang. Tap. Keep moving the flywheel. Face. Mouth. Relax.
Sneak it. Hang, body whip. There. There. Yeah. Breathe. Big reach. Keep it moving. Freedom. Relax it. Right, 5 more. Whoa. Okay, good. So that one there should feel like it's sub-max, right? It's like, I'm working my ass off. I feel like I'm about to fall apart. Okay? If you're feeling that, it's good. Okay? If you've already fallen apart, hold it together. Okay? And if you're really holding it well, awesome. Okay? Very, very good. So with this one, it says 30 plus. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get to 30 and I'm slowly going to build the rate over the piece. Okay, here we go. Now, this is up to you. If you want to go 32, 34, by all means, okay? But remember, get the rhythm, sustain. Come with me. We're going to build at 1 point every 30 seconds. Hold here. Now we're going to free it up a bit. And tap. Still got the hang. This is good. Moving. Hold. Hold the hang. Free it up. Nice long stroke. Relax the pace. Breathe. Swing. Hang. Wow. Holding focus. Team stroke. All the way. Beauty. Okay, don't stop. Remember, let's just paddle it down. That was great. Oh, holy moly. Okay, control ourselves. Shake it out. Let's be loose. Let's move up and down. Okay. Reset your monitors. Okay, let's press the menu. And save everything. Go back, have a look at your steps. Have a look at the increase over all the pieces. Okay. See the trend line. Okay. And if there's pieces that were slower than the first one, it's okay. Okay. If we're working on things, it's not always going to go quicker. Okay, but we've got to persevere and commit to what we're trying to achieve. Whoa. Okay. So we'll just keep at it for another minute or so. It was fast. It was pretty good. I'm happy with that. Okay, critique yourself as well. Sit there and say, yeah, that's good. I'm pretty happy with that. Hey, if you're not happy about it, good. Even better. Know where we need to work. Know where we need to refine, adjust. Okay? If you're hating me, even better. Okay? Because we've got to push our limits, right? We've got to push outside these comfort zones to be able to find out what we need to do, how we get better. Okay, so in your own time, just when you start to feel a little bit better, let's just put some body weight now behind the handle. So as we press and we swing, we can just feel that the body weight, the legs, we've got hanging the arms, and the body's getting pushed back. Okay, nice, lovely. Very good. Nice and flat. Letting that handle's still going to come to us because we're on the plane. We don't have to think about pulling it in. Just feel it come through. It's going to be nice and slow because we obviously don't have a lot of speed behind it. But even now, think about that plane there, straight through. Most powerful position that we can have with the chain. We start doing this, see how the arms go down, but if we're nice and flat through there, right through to the bottom of that chest, that's it there. That's us. Okay, if we drop it too much, shoulders are hooked down, and if we go too high like this, the arms, we can't really keep the arms way up here unless we chicken wing it, and that takes off from the lat hang that we've got through the swing. Okay, so just think about that now. Okay, and just trust me on this, just push it a little bit now. Just a little bit of pressure for about 30 seconds. Stimulates the blood supply. Back to the muscles that are probably hurting a little bit. Okay, that's good. Really nice. Take another 5 strokes. Good. 2 more. Boom. Done. Fantastic work, team. Crikey. Okay, that's a great session. Okay, that's a great session. You know, as always, there's methods behind my madness. Okay, workouts like today did need probably a little bit of shorter work, a little bit high intensity. We've been doing some good stuff recently. Okay, but as always, even if you're at home and you're like, oh, I want to do some pieces or I want to do something, think about this in terms of doing a couple at different ratings. Okay, like there's a time and a place to just be like, we're going to do 6 at pace. Okay, we'll probably do that at some stage, but it's a very, very individualized thing because we've all got different race paces. We've all got different goals, you know, whether we're trying to do short sprint work because that's what we enjoy doing most, or whether we're actually trying to do 2K, 5Ks, or I actually really want to have a go at a half marathon. They're all different in terms of preparation and the way we do it. Okay, but whenever you're doing anything, Okay, it's good to have the steps to evaluate, see how it goes, find nice continuous motion or rhythms. Okay, or with this especially, you've got two at everything. So you can do one and you'll be like, oh, I felt like I was just lifting a bit too much, or I felt like I was a bit tense off the catch, all of those. So the second one, you try it and you see what happens, and you can look at the screen, you can go back now and have a look at your numbers and be like, oh, yeah, that's right. That one at that 26, that first one, beautiful. And then, of course, the second one, you're like, nah, didn't quite get it. And you could see on screen you're 3 meters slow. Okay, so obviously we've got great feedback that's in front of us. But whatever you're trying to do, always got to do something, got to evaluate it, got to evaluate on the fly, okay, while you're doing it, and then also when you rest in between pieces. And then obviously we get to the end here now and we can look back on it and say, yeah, I loved this or I hated that, whatever. But you just remember, whatever you do, always use it as a tool, evaluational tool as well. Okay. I love the workouts, Eric, learned so much form and efficiency-wise by just watching, gotten so much faster. Awesome, everyone. It's fantastic to hear. Eddie, another great session. Focus phrases given us have been key to my improvement. Good, very good. Okay, and that's all it is. Okay, it's just some good bits and pieces that we start to understand, we look at, we try. Okay, even doing technical sessions on here by yourself, you know, you might be on here for 10, 15, 20 minutes, not even really working super hard, but just starting to feel some things and putting some pressure on while you do it. Okay, it could be something we do at some stage. I might have to film it separately and then it can come on. But yeah, great one. Thanks, Michael. Great last row of the season. Is that? Oh, when you said falling apart, I was laughing out loud because I was falling apart. Good on you, right, bro. Yeah, it does though. Sometimes you get through workouts and you're really happy at the finish. Sometimes you get through and you're like, man, yeah, not my best. Okay, and I'll tell you what, we all do it. We've all been there. We all work it. It's exactly how it should be. Joe, thanks here. I think you mentioned favouring drive, recovery, speed over drive, length, and power. Low and drag factor. Yeah. So Joe, what happens is that one of the most, like when we especially when you go up in rating, it's easy to do it. Is that you're looking on screen and we're meant to be on 28, and you're on 26 or 27. And the most, it's what we talk about here on stream quite a lot, is that, and when we do, and if you've done any of the other stuff, you'll see it, is that to gain rating, all we've got to do is move things a little bit quicker. So what happens is we're not quite on our rating, and the first thing we try and do is work harder, okay? And working harder is not necessarily always the answer. So what you've got to do is you've got to favour speed of movement over the power aspect, because moving quicker, if we were able to bump up the rating 3 or 4 points, we're going to go faster because of the natural calculation between the amount of power we're actually doing and the number of strokes that we're doing. Complex, whatever. But when you're not quite getting it, don't think about working harder. Just go speed of legs, speed of body, speed of hands, you know, and almost go, shit, I need to travel back a little bit quicker to get to the next stroke. And then once you've got the rating, now you go back and find the equilibrium, and now you're back onto the rhythm, okay? And so a lot of times, especially with anyone, if you start to see your rating dropping or anything like that, the focus has to be on speed, movement speed, leg speed, okay? The legs and body speed. So it is a little bit of an art, but at the same time, all you're trying to do is as you think about picking up the front, it's not so much how much power and force can I create in the thing. It's actually like how much quickness can I get? How much speed can I get? Okay, and it's something to try. Okay, while you're doing things is when you're in that situation, you just got to flick the switch between the power and the speed. Okay, so keep working on that. But very, very good question. At the catch, I lose a bit of connection with the seat and stand up a bit, which is something that I've been doing in the water. Is that correct on the erg or just on the water? Oh, okay. So you're getting, yeah. I'll tell you what, Ronnie. One of the things that when you're there and you can feel yourself sort of come up a little bit as you start to drive away, it is a lot around. You've got what that generally is you've got great connection with the glutes, and you can do it. I do it with athletes all the time. Is you can lock this out here, and they start to stand up as they push away because they've got really good connection, and they just and your glutes hook through, and you sort of drive yourself up that way, okay? Because you've got this pressure on the foot plate here, so you're driving sort of that way. Really got to just focus as you're here at the front, is really trying to feel like the weight is down through here, right through in the core, in that midsection. So you're like that, so it's more of that flat push, rather than you get to here and you feel like, because you're pushing with the feet sends you that way, whereas we've got to really think about having that patience in the first part to then be like, boof, through here, okay? So this is going to sound slightly counterintuitive, but just have a little bit more patience in that front part, because you tend to find when you get that, you've got a really great connection right at the front and you're picking it up very well, but just allow yourself fraction more patient and then create that through the middle of the stroke, and you'll find that you probably won't feel that force up that way, okay? But just have a try. Just have a try. Excellent workout. You're so right about the fitter and longer it takes to warm up. Still working on my force curve, it makes a difference. Thanks, RRB, mate. 527 must be something with that name. Also, any drills I can work on swing. I think I'm missing speed because I open a bit early and lose my body. Straight arm work, okay? So really, especially on the erg, it's the easiest one is just doing straight arm stuff. So just like a little bit more like this and just feeling that as you're warming up, okay? And then you start bringing that through a little bit further. But just one thing about opening the body up, Ron, is that I don't think it's a bad thing. The bad thing about it's not super bad about opening the body off the front, as long as the legs are still pushing. So if you open up a bit, but then the legs push and you come through, that's fine, okay? It's not that bad, okay? Now, if we do this and then we've got no more swing, that's bad, because what we've done is we've used body, we've got only leg pressure to push us through, whereas if we get a little bit of lift here, but then we're still driving ourselves back, okay, that's better. Obviously, we want to initiate that first part here, but then this is then pushing all of that back together, okay? And it is a very, very fine line. And biomechanically, it is the way that we're trying to do it, okay? We can't just push the legs and then swing the body. There has to be that timing together to go whoosh. And it's a very, very fine line, and it's very hard to find, but we have to find it individually because we're all different shapes and sizes, okay? Joe, that's me. Too low rating, push harder. Thanks, goes for on water, I'm guessing. Single row. The one thing, Joe, because you're obviously right, the one thing, in my opinion, is that over time, we rate too low, especially on the water and on the row machine. And it just is a historical factor that everyone's like 18 rating, blah, 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 whatever. 20 rating is the absolute minimum I think you should be, okay? 20 rating allows for boat movement and flow, the speed's going. As soon as you get to 18, shit's slowing down so hard and so fast that it becomes like a fight to get the speed back again. Rather than you can tap this along at 24 and it's just tapping along. You don't have to be putting in a huge amount of pressure, but the flywheel's spinning so much faster than it was thing. But you can't train at 24 because it's too high. It's too hard. You're just going to burn yourself out. But that 20 area is a perfect area to just be moving freely, flowing along, getting enough speed and rhythm to tap things along. And I would, on the water, 100% got to be at 20. You got to be moving. You got to have freedom, because the moment you let it die, you're like, fuck, this is heavy, and it's a chore. You're like, oh my god. Whereas if you're just tapping it along and you got a bit more freedom, and then you can feel the rhythm, you can feel what you do to upset the boat speed or pick up the boat speed. You can feel it on your feet easier. Okay. Whereas when you take it down too low, it just slows down too much. Things get heavy. You get into really, really bad habits, especially on the row machine, this whole 18 rating bullshit, especially for an athlete like you, where what happens is, to get that extra speed, everyone's pulling the fucking chain way up to their jaw, their neck, and you're like, what are you doing? Would you ever do that on the water? No.
you know. And so for you, you've got to dictate and use this as a really, really good tool to transfer us to what you're doing on the water. Okay, and the rest of us as well. If you get very good at a rowing machine, you've got the workings of the rhythm and the flow that you need when you actually go, if you wanted to take up rowing on the water. Okay, so yeah, give that a whirl. Thanks. Back on the water soon. Good man. Okay, thanks team. Great chat, great workout. Keep it up. Okay, whatever you do this week, keep focused on the little things. Keep experimenting, evaluating, trying. Okay, just focusing on different parts. If you're doing a workout, just really focus on something. Really focus on the front end for a couple of minutes, you know, and then a couple of minutes on something else, and then something else. Okay, and you can knock it out pretty quickly. Okay, real quickly. You can do 2 or 3 minute pieces with a 20-second interval. You can do 5 of them, 10 of them, whatever. Okay, but just every time you just focus on one part of the stroke. Okay, it's just the kick, just the turnaround, just on the feet. Yep. I think I like that. Okay, and then you have that break, 30 seconds, quick drink, refocus, get into the next one. Now go right. I think that was good. Right, how am I setting up into the front? Okay, that's better. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, right. And the next one, focusing on the push and the swing. Good. Then you start to combine it all. And then the last set, you're just like, right, let's combine all of that. Let's see how much I can push this at my rating, at my 20 rating, whatever. And then be like, beautiful, great workout. I spent time, put myself outside the comfort zone, did it. And sometimes that's how you got to look at it. Okay, so do whatever, but remember, keep working towards what you want to achieve. We're here to help you. Okay, so thanks very, very much for me and the Sensei team for being involved, and just keep working on different things. Any questions or queries, chuck it in the chat, send us a DM on Instagram, whatever, and I'll endeavour to answer whatever I can for you. Okay, so keep it up, keep training well, all the best, and we'll see you guys back in next week. Right? Peace out.